Bernie, great to speak to you. This was such a shocking case of big tech censorship because what you said in that tweet is provably true, right?
Yeah, it is completely true.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't hear. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Just to be clear, the clip you've just heard of Bernie Spofforth comes from the 9th of November 2021. I'll put a link to that full thing in the description. But she was actually banned previously from Twitter. And so ironically, we have a similar situation again. Now, her original message on X at 4:49 p.m. on the same day of the attack read, Ali al-Shakati was the suspect. He was an asylum seeker who came to the UK by boat last year and was on an M16 watch list. If this is true, then all hell is about to break loose.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Well, not every word. She was right that hell was about to break loose, but she was wrong about, even if it wasn't true, hell was about to break loose anyway. And that is where the issue really lies, basically spreading false information and then hell breaks loose for all the wrong reasons. And so we're going to deal with this particular person. I'm going to name her and I am going to show a photo, unlike the Times and the Telegraph, and I'll provide reasons for that. Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. By the way, I care quite a lot about this subject. It's one of the reasons I refer to myself as an authentic voice in true crime, because I think it really, really does matter. We are finding ourselves in a landscape increasingly where people don't know the difference between what's true and what's not. We're finding ourselves in a landscape increasingly where people deliberately spread fake news. And we also find ourselves in a landscape where people apparently can't seem to tell the difference. And that is why it's important that people care about it and people make an effort to make sure they get the information right. If you are one of those people, one of those conscientious souls that are much needed in today's world, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button, and let's get started. Now, according to the Times, while foreign agitators and far-right leaders leapt upon false claims, the Southport attack suspect was an immigrant who had arrived in a small boat. The allegations can be traced to social media accounts closer to home, and I must say in some ways uncomfortably close to home. People that are recognizably British spreading these anti-British messages. The woman accused, according to the Times, of being first to post a false Muslim name for the suspect is the managing director of a clothing company. And let's just stop there for a moment. Is it wrong to accuse people falsely? Is it wrong to, isn't it one of the 10 commandments? Don't accuse your brother falsely of things. Isn't it wrong, isn't it illegal to accuse people of crimes that they haven't committed? It's at the very least defamatory. And so, according to the Times, the mother of 3 in her mid-50s, she enjoys walking, she's married to an artist, and counts an actor among her children. I wonder who that is. The family live in a £1.5 million farmhouse in the rural north. She posted on Twitter or X that Ali al-Shakati was the suspect and that he was an asylum seeker who came to the UK by boat last year and was on an M16 watch list. According to the Times, if this is true, then all hell is about to break loose. That's what she wrote. The false information sped around the internet and played a part in prompting the anti-immigration riot in Southport the following evening. An hour after it was published at 4:49 p.m. on Monday, she deleted the post. This also speaks volumes, her deleting the post. The woman who the Times is not naming is a prominent campaigner against lockdowns and net zero climate schemes. You just heard her speaking about something related to that on GB News. That was at the beginning of this video. Also important, she had tens of thousands of followers before she deleted her account. Now, if she deleted her account, it seems to be back up and running right now. In the thread below, she reveals the truth, and I must say, you've got to be careful when people talk about the truth. Is it the truth? Is it their truth? How do they know it's the truth? And it simply amounts to her attempts to find someone who posted the lie before she did. If you like, you can just slow down the video and read all of that at your own time. I'm not going to go through it. Ironically, Channel 3 right now, have a story about her sharing false information featured prominently on their main page. And it goes something like this. Bernadette Spofforth was taken into custody on Thursday, August 8th, on suspicion of publishing material to incite racial hatred and spreading false information. Do you think that should be something people should be careful of? Do you think inciting hatred is something that anyone should be concerned about? I do. Logically, a British tech company, this is from the Times, so when I say logically, the name of the tech company is Logically. It reports on misinformation. You'd imagine that they would have expertise at this, that they would have a handle on metadata and being very good at wading through the sort of troughs of social media, that they would have some skill at doing that. And they basically said that her post was the first to contain the false name. Her comment, the company said, went online 61 minutes before the Russian-linked Channel 3 Now website published an article which went viral online and was repeated on RT, the Russian broadcaster. And I do want to talk about Russia in a bit more detail. But what's very interesting is her defense is basically that it was Channel 3 that first said something like that, if I understand correctly, or that Channel 3 said it at about the same time that she did. But that's not what Logically are saying. And so one does wonder whether, if this goes to court, whether there'll be experts having to try and prove the case one way or another. Certainly what Logically are saying is different to what she's saying. And so once again, can what she's saying be trusted? Now, something I have been meaning to cover is the idea that Russia has been pulling some strings as well in terms of these riots. I decided not to cover it at the time just because anxiety was at such a high level a few days ago. But I will be covering it in due course. I'll also be covering this lady in a bit more detail and more of the results of this reckless post. Is it something you care about? Is it something we should care about? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.